recording. We're going to get started here. Let me introduce myself. I'm Christy Peck. I am a registered nurse. I've worked in different ICUs, adult, pediatric. I've also worked in rheumatology, which is the department specifically for autoimmune disorders, things like juvenile arthritis. And I worked with Wendy at Loma Linda. That's actually where we met way back when we were young chickens. And she was one of our respiratory therapists in the pediatric cardiac ICU. A very like-minded mama. We prefer natural remedies when possible. And she's the one that got me actually started on Plexus. I was just looking for something better, and she offered it to me, and I have loved it ever since I started trying it. Used it through my pregnancy, and now using it into my breastfeeding. But through the whole process, I've gotten really big on gut health and doing a lot of research. So let's get started here. I'm going to share a presentation with you. Let's see if I can get this going here. Oh, we're at the end. That's from last night. Let's start at the beginning. Hopefully this will be our only technical issue for the day today. All right, so that's us. I'm going to chat about what leaky gut is. So basically it's when your intestines, the small intestine where you digest your food and absorb your nutrients, gets damaged. And then that can cause lots of different problems if you're not absorbing nutrients correctly. Most people wonder, do they have leaky gut? They think that they feel okay. Right now, it's a big hot topic in the world of medicine. PubMed is one of the biggest collections of medical studies and clinical abstracts. They call it intestinal permeability. That's the medical term for leaky gut. So big hot topic right now, and it does affect quite a few people, which is why it's being studied so much. So here's kind of a picture of how leaky gut progresses and how it causes that inflammation and damage in your small intestine. You have different sort of toxins, stress, large food particles that can attack the side of your intestinal wall here. Those little pink cells, I guess they're peach with little pink circles, would be a picture of your intestinal wall. And they're supposed to be stuck together the way that they are on the left side of the screen. And not separated the way that they are in the middle. That allows big pieces of food to go into your bloodstream. Your body reacts poorly to that. It says, hey, that doesn't belong in my bloodstream. That can cause food intolerances and eventually lead down to autoimmunity, like that arthritis, rheumatoid, or juvenile arthritis that people are seeing, fibromyalgia even, stuff like that. So let's talk about more how the leaky gut affects your body. So here's kind of by organ system, things that you might see if you have leaky gut. So the skin is a big one. Lots of people think that eczema is just a normal issue. You treat it with lotions and you're fine. It's actually a sign that something's wrong inside of your body. So a big one to note there. Another one is the brain there with the depression, anxiety. You actually have something called a gut-brain axis. This is big in psychology now. Wendy's learning a lot about this, and she'll chat with you a little bit about that later. So neuroscientists call them like two peas in a pod. So if something affects one, it affects the other. The bacteria in your gut actually talk to your brain, and your brain talks to it through neurotransmitters and hormones. So really big that you keep your gut healthy if you want to keep your brain healthy. Slide. So things that cause leaky gut. GMOs are a big one. So the pesticides and herbicides were approved because they only affected plants and bacteria, so they were deemed safe to be put on our food. The problem with that is our gut is made up of lots of beneficial bacteria and yeasts, and those pesticides kill them off too. So when you're eating genetically modified foods that are covered in those pesticides, they get in your food, you eat them, and then they kill the bacteria in your gut as well, which causes an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in there, which causes that inflammation. Antibiotics also, they don't know the difference between good and bad. So they kill off actually one of the more sensitive ones in our gut that we really need. Here's a couple of other things if you're taking them. Sugar specifically is because it feeds bad yeasts in your gut. And food allergies and sensitivities, you'll notice that was on ways that you know you have leaky gut. It's also on things that cause it. So everyone's a little different. If you have a specific food that your body does not like, it can cause inflammation in the gut, and then you'll actually see more food allergies, more food sensitivities. When it was really just one or two things that your body didn't like, it can end up being dozens. Ways to heal the leaky gut. So we're going to chat kind of about each one of these in more slides here, but you can look over going organic to get rid of the GMOs, removing any food triggers that you have, lots of nutrients, taking those probiotics. One of the good foods to help nourish your gut lining is called bone broth. Bone broth has 3 really beneficial amino acids in it: proline, lysine, and L-glutamine. L-glutamine is a really important one because it acts sort of like a Band-Aid when you damage that gut lining. It will help heal it and help it bring the 2 cells back together or replace it with healthy cells. So that's a really important one. Obviously, vegetarians, vegans are not going to want to eat bone broth, so I thought of this and looked it up. I'm actually a vegetarian myself and have been at some points vegan, and I know lots of people do different diets. If you're paleo, you don't do dairy, so I put some vegetable options on here as well for you to look at. With the meat and dairy, just make sure that you are going organic. Here's some additional foods. The fermented foods are really big because they contain both prebiotics and additional probiotics. It's always good to get as many of those probiotics going as you can. Blueberries, even though they are a fruit which would be sugary, they're actually really low sugar fruit. So they're a good one to be eating if you're trying to get rid of some of those bad yeasts in your gut. Probiotics. So they're really important. They help us break down our food. We need them to digest foods like gluten and dairy. They create vitamins. They help us with vitamin D and vitamin K, are some of the big important ones. They actually help us make amino acids. They break down some of the bigger proteins for us into smaller parts so our body can use them. Making sure you pick a high quality probiotic. Many of them are not designed to survive the stomach acid. So the majority of it dies in your stomach. So you want to make sure you pick one that has an outside capsule that allows it to get past the stomach and into your small intestine, which is a more alkaline environment, which means it's not as acidic, and they can survive there. This is my kiddo. I call him Panda lovingly. That's his nickname. And my Pooch Groovy. And this is in here because another thing that I find really interesting is that people with dogs actually have a 50% higher immunity than people that do not. And one of the reasons they think is that they bring in dirt from the outside, and there are special bacteria in the dirt outside called soil-based organisms that we need and are really important to our gut health. They actually had a little tribe in Venezuela that they checked, and they had twice as many as far as the diversity of their gut bacteria compared to North Americans and Europeans. We're obviously germaphobes, the hand sanitizer, we don't like to touch anything dirty. Dirt is dirty, even though we used to be told to eat it as kids. One of the things that they found in that tribe, besides not having access to antibiotics and eating fermented foods, is that they had many soil-based organisms in their gut. So it's really important to get those into our diet, maybe by gardening or by taking a probiotic that has them. Here are some herbs to use to help support the body as you are healing your gut. Your gut kind of includes everything from your mouth to the exit, to say that nicely. So you want to help everything along the way, support your immune system. Your spleen is actually part of your immune system. So that's why that one's included in there. Milk thistle and turmeric are perfect to support the liver as they are trying to get rid of toxins in the body as it's healing. So that's why those are right at the top. Those are really important. Milk thistle is wonderful. I actually have my husband on it right now because his liver's having some issues. So we're trying to clear it up with that, and he's actually getting quite a bit of relief. Folate, I want to point that out, really important, not folic acid. So you're going to make sure that you are taking vitamins that are what we call methylated, so they're made into an absorbable form. Folic acid is a synthetic form, and you don't want to be taking synthetic vitamins. Fake sugars. So one reason to stop these is that they actually kill the beneficial bacteria in your gut. I've listed the ones there that are the most common ones. There are other ones that they put into a lot of drinks that are 0 calories, what they'll say on them. You want to go with something like stevia, which is the natural sugar replacement. It's also 0 calorie. And there's one at the store that combines stevia and monk fruit that I use. Those are really great. Or stick with things like honey, maple syrup, not processed sugars, and not sugar replacements. And there's juicing is a really great way too to get some high density nutrients really quickly and give your gut a little bit of a break. So most people like to ask, how long does this take? How long am I going to be, before I see my symptoms go away? And this is a little bit more of a complicated answer. So it depends on how far along in this leaky gut you are, and whether you've just made it into that food sensitivities area, or whether you're just seeing a little bit of rashes compared to if you're into the irritable bowel disorders, autoimmunity, things like that. So 3 months is sort of your absolute minimum. If you're doing everything you should be doing perfectly, then 3 months is what we're looking at to see some really good symptom relief. But for most people who have made it further in before they start looking for all of these sort of ways to heal it, and not just asking their doctor for what they can do, most people have made it for much further down the road, and they're into those IBSs and autoimmune disorders. And so that we expect up to a year. So you definitely want to start as soon as you can, because depending on how far you've gone, it can take anywhere from 3 months up to a year. So here's some additional resources. If you want to learn more about this and get a little more in detail to some of it, these books at the top are great. The third line down there, Clean and Clean Gut by Alejandro Hunger. It's actually what started my journey. So really great, East meets West kind of a doctor, trained here, but also trained over in China. So he kind of has a unique perspective on this, and really loved that. And What's with Wheat specifically on Netflix. Fantastic documentary. So I really recommend those ones. We're going to do some more of these to come up. Diabetes and is probably going to be the next one, just because it's a really big one, and lots of people struggle with that in America now, especially with our obesity epidemic, lots of type 2 diabetes popping up. So that will probably be the next one. And we're going to get out of here, and I'm going to turn it over to my lovely Wendy. Let me see if I can figure out how to make her the host. Yes, I want to make Wendy the host. And just, you're still muted.
Okay, so Christy, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. All right, I just wanted, before we go any further, is the sound okay? Can you hear me clearly? Okay. Just want to make sure, because I know sometimes sound gets a little garbled. So if I'm not clear, please wave your hand, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see. Okay, so hopefully, are you seeing Christy? I think it's sharing the wrong, you're seeing the PowerPoint? Yeah, good. Okay, great. Thanks, Christy. So let me go ahead and get that started. Okay, so this part of the presentation is basically about how to treat any kind of leaky gut. So let's talk about how we could do that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background and kind of just briefly give you an overview of what why I recommend these products, and Christy also recommends these products that I'm going to be talking about. So before I get started, I just want to let you know that this presentation is brought to you by an independent Plexus ambassador, and it's not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. So we just want to let you know that we do, the results may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. A little bit about me, just so you know how picky I am, because I'm very picky. First of all, I'm a wife and I'm a mother of 8 children. Yes, 8 children. I had 7 of them myself. 1 is a bonus. And I was a healthcare practitioner for 16 years, and Christy was one of my coworkers. And so I moved into teaching a couple of years back, actually about 3 years ago. And I've been teaching medical classes to my students. Last year I was teaching nutrition and wellness, which was really interesting to me. We did a lot of talk about gut health, but I'm also a Plexus ambassador. And I just want to touch on that a little bit because I have taken supplements throughout the years. I've been on every probiotic. If you guys have ever been to a health food store and seen the wall of probiotics that they have, I have tried so many of those. I have never noticed a difference with any of them. My kids have had gut issues. I've had gut issues. My husband has had gut issues. And it wasn't until somebody told me about Plexus that actually started to change. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company I'm talking about. It's been around for a while, about 12 years. It was founded in 2005. They started off as a company that made kits that made it easier to check your breast for lumps for breast cancer. So basically, this company has just exploded into a company that offers vitamins, minerals, plant extracts, superfoods, and herbs in all their supplements. When I first heard about this company, my hesitation was one of the biggest products they talked about was the pink drink. And to me, when someone says pink drink, I think red dye 40 and sucralose. You know, my thoughts automatically went to every diet supplement that I'd ever seen had artificial sugar in it. And as Chrissy just talked about, artificial sugar is the worst for your stomach. It really can damage your gut flora. As it turns out, that's not the case with Plexus, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what's all in Plexus. But the coloring came from a natural vegetable extract, which was beetroot, and it's sweetened with stevia, so it's perfectly fine for just about everybody out there. The products are GMO-free, they're gluten-free, they're heavy metal-free, they're pesticide-free, and some of the ingredients are organic. And it's designed to get to the root of all the imbalances in somebody's body. So when I started feeling tired after 8 kids, your body kind of gets worn out. And I was always tired. I was hooked on Starbucks, and I started taking these products, and it just changed my life. And so it also changed the gut health of my children and my family in general. So I really am passionate about these products because they do work. Signs that your gut is unhappy and unhealthy. Christy just went over all of that, but I just want to reiterate a little bit of it. It doesn't just mean you have a tummy ache. It doesn't just mean that you have occasional bloating. People who go through this gut challenges, they can have mood problems, anxiety, depression, immune challenges. It comes to your skin as well. So I was just talking to somebody about cystic acne, and I told her leaky gut, you know, this is really important. So many of our health issues come from leaky gut. So Plexus designed this system, and I have to tell you, with what I know about gut health and all the research I've done, I'm also a psychology major. I do a lot of research on gut health because it has a lot to do with mental health, that this is the system Plexus put together, and I am blown away by this. They understand gut health better than any company I have ever seen in my life. There's a 4-step process to gut health with Plexus, and they call it the weed, seed, feed, and protect. So I'm going to talk about the products that come with this. Now, Plexus does offer more products than this, but I'm just going to touch on these 4 because I could be here talking for hours about all their products. But these ones, if you have gut issues, these are the ones you're going to want to look at. So the first part is the weed part, and the Probio 5 helps with that. Now, this is a probiotic, and if you want to ask me how it's different than other probiotics, I can tell you it is much different, and that's because not only does it come in a capsule that can survive your gastric juices and get to your gut, but it also contains enzymes that actually break down yeast in your gut. So I've never seen another probiotic do this. A lot of times people have candida living in their gut, and the candida is making them very sick. And candida does this weird thing where it forms a shell over itself, and it's kind of like a cockroach shell. So this Probio 5 actually breaks down that shell and allows for that yeast to kind of be broken up. Now, I liken this particular product to where, have you ever moved into a new house and somebody didn't scrub the toilet before they left and it's really gross? Well, I liken this to kind of like where you would put your cleaner in the toilet and scrub it, okay? It's going to do that to your gut. It kind of scrubs it. So not only does it have these enzymes, it has the vitamin B6, it has vitamin C, grapeseed extract, and it has those soil-based organisms that Christy was talking about earlier that we no longer really get from soil because nothing's allowed to be dirty in our world, right? So, and down below, if you want to read, a lot of these symptoms down here are symptoms of candida, whether it be irritability, brain fog, anxiety, migraines, infections. I mean, huge, huge problem. So Probio 5 does a great job of breaking up all that yeast. The next product I want to talk about is BioCleanse. Now, this is also part of the weeding part. BioCleanse, imagine, okay, we talked about the Probio 5 being like the scrub. If you want to use, commercial products, let's say you put Lysol on that toilet and you scrub it and it looks so much better. If you don't flush it, it just sits there, right? So the BioCleanse helps move all of that out. Now, this is not, don't let the word cleanse scare you off. This is not a really harsh cleanse. It's extremely gentle. Most people, it just keeps them regular. If you don't know this, you're supposed to have at least one bowel movement a day. Sorry, we're going to talk about that now. But as a health teacher, I was really big into telling my students, if you're not going to the bathroom every day, you're probably holding it all in and it's toxic for you. So it uses magnesium, nothing harsh. It's just magnesium. Oops, I'm sorry, I skipped. And it's magnesium helps you go to the bathroom. It helps soften your stool and keep you regular. But magnesium is also very essential for other functions in the body. In fact, in our asthmatics, Christy said I was a respiratory therapist, and I used to use magnesium for my patients having an asthma attack because it relaxes that smooth muscle tissue. So it does a lot it helps a lot with muscle issues. It helps just the body to function better. Most of the body functions have some magnesium involvement in them. So it also just helps in general with like kidney disease, cancer, heartburn, indigestion. You've got your list there. So I absolutely love this product. But I'm going to move on to the seed part. And this is another product that Plexus just came out with. It is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's new. It's called Vital Biome. And this particular product, there have been clinical studies done, and they found that this product, it's a probiotic. It's a very, very strong probiotic, and it actually improves mood and health. The study showed that there was a significant difference in the way people felt after they took this product. So that's really huge, and it really is a testament to the gut-brain axis that Christy was talking about. It delivers 8 probiotic strains, and they're very, like I said, they're very potent. And they have a delayed release capsule. And this particular bottle has a special plexi pack, and it really maintains the quality of the product. This product also has those soil-based organisms. So again, we're looking at spreading the seed in your gut garden, making sure things grow the way that they're supposed to, and keeping your gut in check. So then I'm going to move on to feed. So how do you might not know this, but bacteria needs food to grow. And this pink drink is, it didn't used to have this. This is brand new. So our pink drink, we just reformulated this pink drink, and it is fantastic. It's called Slim, although I think it should be called Balance, because it's really, it's not really a weight loss product. It's more designed to balance your blood sugar and balance your body. But other people call it the pink drink. And I'm going to talk to you about what it has in it. It is not it's not designed to be so much a weight loss supplement as it is just to balance your blood sugar. But this particular new formulation of the product has prebiotics in it, which is the food for probiotics. So now you have not only are you cleaning out your gut, you're adding the seeds that have the good bacteria, but you're also feeding that good bacteria. And there's also bacteria, there's also a new strain of bacteria in it called Akkermansia. And that particular strain has been shown to help people lose weight. And it's shown, clinical studies have shown it shrinks your waist size. So it's a great addition to this product. It promotes healthy cholesterol and lipid levels. It burns fat. Again, it's not a meal replacement. It tastes fantastic. I can't tell you, my kids beg me to have some, and I keep telling them no because I have 8 kids, and sorry, but I'm not going to give my 8 kids all my Plexus. But I let them have little sips, and they just love it. It's a big treat for them. I think it tastes fantastic. I could drink it every morning and never get tired of it. It has chromium in it, which converts fat and proteins into energy. It has chlorogenic acid and green coffee extract. Can you guys see me okay? You still okay? Okay, I'm getting a little warning that I might be going slow, so hopefully not. Burns fat is an anti-inflammatory and an antibacterial and antioxidant. So this really improves your health greatly. And alpha lipoic acid, which is another antioxidant, and it helps with memory loss, fatigue, high blood pressure, and it breaks down the carbs to make energy for organs. So it really is a great product. This is the one product I will say really changed my energy level, was the Slim. And then finally, I'm just going to move on to our protection. So Christy was talking about how some people cannot absorb certain nutrients like folic acid and some B vitamins. So I'm going to talk about this in this part right here. So we have all the steps up to now have been about cleaning it up and reseeding and growing everything. But this particular formula, it works as a protector. It supports that environment. This is the X Factor Plus. It is a vitamin supplement. It is also mostly allergy-free. I say mostly because I don't know everybody's allergies. However, it is free from the most common allergens, which are dairy, egg, peanut, soy, shellfish, tree nut, yeast, and wheat. So fortunately, this is good for most people who are highly allergic to things. Now, it delivers the most bioavailable and bioactive forms of the key nutrients. And let me explain a little bit about what I mean by this. Our body, some people are not able to break down folic acid into folate. Folic acid is synthetic, and folate is the bioavailable form of folic acid. I happen to know that I am one of those people. I had genetic testing done. I have the mutation where I can't break it down. So what I have to do is I have to take folate, and I also have to take methylated B vitamins. Methylated means it's kind of broken down for me. My body can't go through the process of breaking it down, so I have to take my vitamins already broken down. And this particular vitamin meets all that criteria. It's wonderful because I can absorb the vitamins better. Before I knew about this problem with absorbing nutrients, I was taking folic acid, and I had no idea how bad that was for me. So if you're currently taking a vitamin and you don't know if it has folate or folic acid, I would highly recommend you look at the back of your vitamin. Folic acid is in everything. It's in wheat, cereal. I could go on and on. But anyway, I can't have any of those things. So this particular blend has a polyphenol blend in it that protects the gut. And it also helps support a healthy immune system. Now, if you remember, I don't know if Christy mentioned this. I'm sorry I didn't catch it if she did, but I'm going to tell you that 80% of your immune system roughly is in your gut. So it's a big, big, big deal. And this particular vitamin is very complete. It has 100% or more of daily values and essential nutrients in it. So. Now, Plexus does sell other products. As I told you earlier, I mentioned all these products. If you look here, there's a body cream. It was actually designed for people who are going through radiation therapy for burns. I've used it for sunburns. I get sunburned very easily. It works great. But there's one more product I actually want to point out on the screen, and that's the Plexus Omega X. And that has omega-3, 6, 9, 5, and 7 in it, and it's complete, and it's also plant-based. So this is a phenomenal product. This one actually changed my skin. It was amazing what it did. My skin was so soft and so healthy after that. So we have all these different products that Plexus offers. The company is amazing. They are not only not only on the cutting edge with research, with the way that they present their products, but they also offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. I don't know anybody else who does that, where you can use, like if you went to Clark's or Sprouts or even Costco and you use 2 months worth of their products and then you said, I don't like them, I want my money back, they would never do that. They wouldn't refund you. This particular company does. They will refund you your money if you don't like it after 60 days. And I happen to know for a fact that it's not even a problem to do that. You would think you'd have to fight, argue, fill out paperwork. So they're really, really generous that they let people try their products for 60 days. And if people don't like them, they get their money back. So it's really a no-risk trial. So finally, I just want to end with this. As somebody who is a former Starbucks addict, and I'm talking like my husband and I sat down to budget one day. I have to tell you this little story. It's very short. And we took a Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University class, and we had to go through our entire, what do you call that? Our bank statement and look at all of the charges we had. And he looked at me after he looked through it and said, honey, your Starbucks is killing us. It was hundreds of dollars a month on Starbucks. And I was sick. I was always sick, never felt good. I was gaining weight and never able to lose weight because Starbucks drinks don't let you do that. So you're either investing in your wellness or your illness. And for so long, I invested in my illness that now when I invest in my wellness and I feel the results, I just can't even believe I ever spent that much on Starbucks and thought that it wasn't worth it to invest in my wellness. So I just want to encourage you to really think about this, consider what I'm saying here. When you finally feel good, you have no idea how good your body could feel until you change your health, until you change your lifestyle. And these products do a great job in helping with that. So I just wanted to let you know, because we're closing up here, that if you have any questions about these products, you want to get started on these products, you want to see how you can order these products, talk to the person who invited you or who sent you this link, and they can give you the more details that you need. And of course, I want to open it up to see if anybody has any questions. And if not, I'll turn it back over to Christy. So, no questions? Okay, thank you all for listening. I'm going to turn this over to Christy really quick here. Let's see. I'm going to give Christy the reins. Make host. Yes, I do. So there you go, Christy. I'm going to mute myself. Christy, I think you're still muted.
Yeah, I'm still seeing your screen, Wendy. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Just wanted to thank you guys for coming. Can you hear me now, Wendy? Okay. Just want to thank you guys for coming. I'm actually feeding my baby. The joys of Plexus. I get to work even when I'm feeding my baby because she got hungry during Wendy's presentation. So I'm cuddling my little one here. If you have questions, please feel free to let us know in the group. You can message us privately if you have concerns that you would like to address, not in a public forum. We're both very discreet, so feel free to ask us anything about your own concerns, and we'd be happy to assist you and kind of guide you on what you might do to help some of those ailments. Thank you, Wendy, for helping me out with this. It's been great working with her. So let us know if you need anything. If not, you can go ahead and share this video, this group with other people if you'd like to. Just add them to the group, and we'll be posting this recording here shortly.